Glasses or no glasses?
Glasses look amazing. Glasses USA sponsored this. No. Sponsor me. People, welcome back. YouTube, look who I have with me yet again. You've been in like every video that I've made this month.
I know.
It's pretty much like my channel's just becoming a couples channel.
Seriously.
I'm not mad about that. All right, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is amazing. Today's just gonna be a wrap up. Since you picked the books that I read this month, you're gonna...
I get to hear your reviews.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
So, I think just screw it. We're just gonna get into it.
Okay.
So the first book that I read and completed this month for January was Dead House Gates by Steven Erikson.
You completed it.
I finished it.
Whoa, that's a heavy feat.
It was not easy, and I'm not gonna lie, it was not pleasant.
Oh, that helps.
I know a lot of you people love this book. 836 pages.
Whoa.
Of pure epic fantasy. Okay, a little bit about the book before we get into it. Are you okay?
Yeah.
This book is the sequel to Gardens of the Moon in this 10-book epic fantasy series called Malazan Book of the Fallen. Dead House Gates follows several different points of views across what seems to be several continents. You can tell the man is extremely intelligent. His background in anthropology and archaeology also shine through in his writing, especially this one. This one's
cool.
This one's all about trekking through a desert and what the people find in this desert. Things that I really loved about this book, but about Steven Erikson in general. I love his prose. I do love his characters. His dialogue is so intriguing. I love the way he has people interacting with each other in the book. The thing that I get caught up on in Steven Erikson is his world building. I get so lost.
Yeah.
It is so hard to follow. And I know there's like forums and stuff online.
Oh,
and dedicated articles about this, and I just don't, I feel like the work that you have to put in sometimes with a Malazan book to just understand it is too much. I just want to be able to read something and enjoy it. It's really, really hard sometimes, and especially with this book, like his world is so wide.
Because you said it takes place over like several continents?
Yes. Wow. One character trekked across like 3 different continents in this book.
Whoa, okay, Paul.
Yeah. The hard thing about his world building is that every single character, even if they're dumb and not educated and have no idea what people are talking about, everyone seems to understand what's going on. I didn't understand a single thing sometimes. The world building bogged me down. I cannot tell you anything. I don't remember a single thing from this book. After all that being said, what do you think I rated this book?
Okay, well, at first when you were saying that you like the characters and they're the things that you liked, I was like, oh, okay, so this isn't gonna be as low of a rating that I would have guessed. And you said you finished it. That was another thing that I'm like, okay, if you finished it, then I might actually guess he rated this higher. I'm really proud of you because you have not let this defeat you.
No.
And you keep going back, and you finally did it.
I refuse to let Malazan beat me because I own all 10 books. I have to read them.
And even if you can't get past it, like, that's fine.
Yeah, that's true. I'll skip it if I can't get past it.
Okay, so for my rating, my guess, the world building for me, I wouldn't think that I haven't really read anything that's like...
over the top with it.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I wouldn't think that would make my rating really low until you started talking about how it was like a main part of the book because they're traveling.
It's huge.
So now that kind of changes my mind because I'm like, okay, then it's like a big part of the book.
Yeah.
If you hated that, then it's not gonna be as enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess 3 stars.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was between 2.5 and 3.
Okay.
But I settle on 3 because there are a lot of good pros compared to the cons.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Wait, I don't know if I want to go blind anymore.
You were blind this whole time.
Yeah.
She put her glasses on because she needs to be able to see.
I took my glasses off for the video, but I can't see.
The next book.
Ooh.
The next book that I read for the month of January, One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This is a gothic fantasy, and I know a lot of people don't consider this like a romantasy. There are romantasy elements to it. I don't think we can avoid saying that.
Yeah.
I liked her prose. She speaks in first person, so it's...
Oh, you don't really like that.
It's not my favorite. Whatever, I can get past it. I thought the world was very interesting. The magic was very interesting. She does it in the form of objects instead of just people having powers.
I hope it's not like Foundry Side.
No, it's... No. Nothing like Foundry Side. But I will say... I
knew there was a but.
I read a fat chunk of this book before anything happened. In my mind, what I want from a plot, I was scratching. Now it's come to me. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Is it the dang mustache?
Dude, I don't have a mustache and I'm
Okay, to me, what makes a plot interesting, this book didn't have that until like 250 pages in.
Really?
Really? Nothing.
That is so boring.
Sorry guys, it just wasn't my cup of tea. I skimmed and scanned until I got to the end, and the ending was like... Okay.
Oh, so you know the ending?
Yeah, I know the ending. I see the mass appeal.
Okay.
I see the mass appeal, and I think you'd be very interested. I think you'll like this because her storytelling is amazing.
Ooh.
She has a way with the words.
Do you like the main character?
The main character's okay. The main character has her ups and downs. The best part of her is the voice inside her head. I found other characters more exciting.
I'm glad you gave it a chance and you gave it a read.
I'm always willing to give something another try or something.
Yeah.
Open my mind, something else. I see the appeal, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So what do you think I gave it?
Oddly enough, I think since you DNF'd it, I'm gonna go 2.75. 2.5? Dang it.
Yeah, it's a 2.5.
Wow.
On Goodreads, I gave it a 3, and then I kept thinking about it. And it's like a book that I DNF is not a 3.
Totally understand.
And I DNF'd it 250 something pages in.
I
made a big dent.
In this book.
To me, I don't know. I know some people would be nitpicky, but I felt like I read the book. All right, so the next books that I actually read were for our book swap.
Yeah.
So you guys already know
your ratings.
Yeah, you know my ratings. You guys know the ratings. No one needs to really guess. But I read One Day in December by Josie Silver, which was a 3.75. I read The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which was a 4.25.
Yeah.
And then I read The Law of Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, which was a 3.5. Which
That's right.
You're still heartbroken. You're like,
Just a little.
Excuse me.
Hi.
Hi,
Are we
good
being
boy.
too loud for you?
Hi, guy.
Say, guess the rating.
He does this every day, all day.
Yeah. Are you sleeping? Oh, yeah. This is motherhood.
You're cheesing hard. You're cheesing this hard.
Can you lay down?
The next book that I read was Needful Things by Stephen King. This book was a roller coaster. This little town of Castle Rock, Maine is like any other small town, except one day a new business opens up and a mysterious new resident to Castle Rock is the proprietor. This business seems to always have an item to catch anybody's interest. And everything in there is for sale, but nothing has a price tag. If you buy something, you pay with the money you have on hand, but you also have to pay with a deed.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't do it.
And the deeds, sometimes the deeds are actually quite innocent, and sometimes they're just outright mean. And it causes the town
hate each other, turn on each other.
to go a little Stephen King.
Holding this gives me like FOMO.
Really?
A little bit.
It's amazing.
Because I'm like, oh man, I bet this was such an experience. Stephen King, I bet he just...
Dude.
Wow.
Only Stephen King can write a book like this and do it this well.
He is such a good author.
The characters, all of them, I wouldn't change.
Okay.
Oh no, I wouldn't get rid of a single character.
Okay.
I loved every single plot point. The romance, guys, there's a romance subplot and it is beautiful. It's amazing.
Is it actually?
There's actually a happy ending for these people.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a
I can do that.
happy ending for the lovely couple.
I can do another Pet Cemetery.
The ending was amazing, but also like, what? It resolved everything and it resolved nothing at the same time.
I did like that.
At the same time.
Ooh.
The only thing you have to avoid in here is a little bit of Stephen King's sexual stuff. People having weird sexy dreams, people having weird sexy thoughts, and people saying weird sexy things. You just skip over it. It would be a perfect book without any of that stuff.
Okay.
And I will say this, it is the best book that I read all month. And so far, being 2024, it is the best book that I have read all year.
Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna go 4.95.
4.95?
4.
There's such a rating?
I just came up with it. 4.7. You don't do 7.5s, do you?
I do. Yes, I do. I do it in quarters. Quarters make more sense than tens.
I'm gonna go 4.65. I'm gonna go 4.75.
That's absolutely what I give it.
Of course. Of course, I know that because this is amazing. And for some reason you don't want to rate it 4.95. It's fine. But I just went with the next best thing. And I knew 8s were out of the picture, so.
Yeah, 8s don't make any sense.
Well, it's fine.
8s make less sense than 9s.
Well, that's your opinion. So good.
It was absolutely amazing. So, you're back!
So.
All right, so I actually am reading most of these books at the same time.
I was just thinking that.
So, the next book that I was supposed to read was Belladonna. I am not going to get to this, probably ever. I knew going into the month with the TBR that if there was a book that was on the lowest of lowest priorities, it was Belladonna. It was Belladonna. I was probably never going to get to it.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's fine.
And I didn't.
I don't blame you.
I also had to get to some other books. So another book that Ashlyn picked out for me.
Did I really?
You picked this one out for me, yes. And she picked Sarah J. Maas's Kingdom of Ash. She did this because I was already in the middle of reading the Throne of Glass series.
Yeah.
But what I needed to do was read Empire of Storms, and I needed to read Tower of Dawn. And I am currently almost done with both.
You've done so good.
This has taken me about 2 weeks to read these together, because technically reading them together feels like you're reading one big book. This has taken me a while to do, so I never got a chance to even touch Kingdom of Ash. What I don't read for January, I'm rolling over to February, except Belladonna.
I think I just wrote a spoiler. Here,
Did you really?
Sorry.
But anyway, so I never got to Kingdom of Ash because, well,
there's not enough time.
I just didn't have enough time. But the next book that I was supposed to read was Beneath the Scarlet Sky by Mark Sullivan. This is historical fiction. I am currently only on chapter 5, like 50 pages in. I will roll this over to February, so there's nothing really to tell.
Okay, I'm
this.
so excited for you to read it. And
Yeah.
I want to read it so bad too.
It's honestly really good so far. I'm 30 pages, not even that, like 20, 25 pages in, I was already tearing up. This book is one of those. And then the last and final book that you picked for me was a nonfiction pick of theology, which was Grace Alone. So nonfiction takes me a long time. It takes me such a long time to read because I actually annotate. These are the only books that I ever annotate are nonfiction.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually writing my thoughts down and circling things and underlining things. And I'm also reading this with another nonfiction book because I'm part of our men's book club at church.
Yeah.
And so we're also reading another nonfiction. And so I've been annotating that as well as I've gone along. So guys, it was just like, I'm reading like 6 books at once right now.
That's impressive.
And it's,
I can't read too.
It's,
I do it, but I can't.
I'm not gonna do this again. It's too much.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thanks.
This is a really different, like, I feel like this reading month and what was on your TBR was very different for you. And at some points, I'm sure it was challenging reading some of those romances.
Yeah.
Reading One Dark Window, Malazan. You should be really proud of yourself.
It was a very diverse month. The books that I actually completed, one was epic fantasy, one was psychological horror.
Yeah.
2 were romance, 1 was a YA thriller, and 1 I am gonna count One Dark Window. That was like a gothic fantasy.
Yeah, definitely.
And now I'm reading 2 more epic fantasies, 1 historical fiction, a theological non-fiction, and yeah.
Wow.
And February, guys, guess what? February's got a lot of big ideas coming too. Another book swap's coming, but not with this little lady. So be on the lookout for that one. And then I also have a nice vlog coming up for the Valentine's season. That's gonna be really fun.
Really?
Yeah, you know.
I do? Oh!
Yeah!
Yes!
I'm gonna try to finish all the stuff that I had for this month.
Oh!
And all the stuff that I have planned for
Yeah.
February. So stay tuned for March.
Yes.
When things start slowing down and I can just read at my own pace.
That's gonna be nice.
I just have a lot of ambitious ideas for the channel for these past 2 months, and I'm glad they're all happening, but it is kind of making reading kind of a job where it's not supposed to be a job. But I'm having fun. I'm still having fun.
Good.
And I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Thank you for being here.
Of course. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun. I loved seeing start to finish what you had on your TBR and then what you rated it. And I'm actually really happy. I feel like, I mean, you have cracked open like all of them.
But guys, that's it.
That's all we got.
That's all I have.
Make sure to comment down below. Tell Ian which book you want to see of the ones that he's currently reading, which ones you are most excited to hear a review on. And just tell him how sweet he is. I love him so much. Make sure to subscribe. Not a very well-spoken person,
You're
so.
extremely well. I almost said extremely well focused.
I'm not that either.
And please subscribe to my beautiful wife, Ashlynn Calee. She just hit 20,000 subscribers. And I'm rambling, so I'm gonna shut up and get off the internet.
That should be your new outro.
I'm gonna shut up and get off the internet. See you later.
Bye.
Just kidding, we're back for part 2. No, for real, we're out of here. See you later.